All right. Hopefully this is up and running. I'm gonna turn the music down a wee bit. Hopefully it's not too loud. How we doing, folks? All right, I'm gonna just read the chat a little bit quickly. Oh wow, I'm busy to start. All right, everyone, how's it going? Hopefully the music isn't too loud. Make sure, let me know if it is. It's changing songs right now, I think, but some familiar faces in the chat. Oh, we got Tornado Explorer, my man Kelton. Cool. Oh, we got Hunter Folks in the chat too. Chaser friend. All right, guys. We're gonna have some fun today. I decided to start doing a little bit more streaming just because it's fun, and you know, I like getting the opportunity to kind of chat it up with y'all. So, oh yeah, many familiar faces in the chat. What's up, Eric? Let's do this. We're gonna share my screen in a hot second. I was doing some interesting stuff today. I was filming some stuff for a video and I'm working on. I'm not quite gonna say what it is yet, but we'll have some actual fun with it. Let's do this. We'll do live stream. Oh, we can put this over here. All right. Let's do this. So I'm just gonna pull up a folder real quick and load up an SD card that I have open right now. All right. Music's not too loud, right? I think I saw someone say that the music is perfect level, but we kind of made a little bit of a contraption today to do some cool Vortex visualization stuff. I got mixed results with it, but I was really trying to get a nice, beautiful Vortex breakdown. I think I had a couple of them that were pretty interesting, but let's see if we can. Yeah, this is a little too. This one's hiding all the good stuff, but let's fine. I got a couple clips here to. I was fogging up my apartment today. There we go. There's a good one. But I was trying to get some good Vortex breakdown stuff. So as you can see, we're starting to get it at the top, but I wasn't able to get it quite to go all the way to the bottom. I don't think I had the right fan/spacing. So I might have to build more of a contraption, but I kind of wanted to just show this off because this Vortex dynamic stuff is really cool. And hold on. Oh, let's get a squiggly boy. There we go. Very subtle one. There we go. Yeah, so we're having some fun. Ooh, my water bottle's wet. My mouse pad's all wet now. It's no fun. Ignore the fire truck if you can hear that. I live next to the fire station. Or near a fire station, I should say. I'm not directly next to it. But let's see if we can get. I'm literally just kind of scrubbing through this footage. I haven't really looked at all these clips yet, so maybe we can find some good That one's really smoked out. Oh, there we go. That's a little decent vortex there. There we go. Oh, there we go. I think we got a little bit of a vortex breakdown, right? And watch. Boom. Ah, it was so quick. This is shot in 120 frames per second. So, ooh, there we go. Oh, that was a good gen. But I was getting a lot of like vortex breakdown like in the upper part. I wanted it to kind of shoot its way to the ground. Ooh, this one looks good. It's a little too smoked out though. You can't really see the details. Oh, there we go. Okay, no. We're having some fun. Interesting. I should check at the... I should read some of the chats. Oh, what the heck? My copyright-free music stream music had an ad in the middle of it. That's not fun. I'm trying to see if there's any... Sorry, guys. It takes me a little bit to read. I'm not the fastest reader, so I'm just reading some of the chats, just kind of seeing what's up. Yeah, Drill Bit Simulator. Hi, since you're live, I wanted to say thank you for such informative videos. You're welcome. And what's your opinion on the game Outbreak if you've played it? I played it a couple times. I actually played it a few times on stream. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's nothing like real storm chasing, that's for sure. I mean, you pretty much get a tornado every single time in that game, so that's definitely not the case with storm chasing. Except, let's see if we can get a real good... Oh, there we go. This one's a good one. Oh, this might be the best one. But it does have a good breakdown. It doesn't really have a good breakdown. All the smoke kind of leaves it. Like, I really want to... Oh, what's up, Jesse? Friend of the channel. Oh, what the heck? Okay, there's a pretty good vortex. Yeah, but no breakdown. That's like the main thing I was going for. Oh, there was a little bit of one there. Yeah, just enough. And watch it. It shoots to the bottom there. Yeah, I want to get a really good vortex breakdown. That's pretty good. Not the most... I want to build... I think I just need to build a huge one of these things. And maybe just take a couple days. I have to go up to Massachusetts soon anyway. I'll just go to my parents' house and build a giant box fan tornado simulator in my basement. I got another fog machine up there. If it were realistic, in that game you'd maybe get a tornado 1 in 10 chases. Yeah, pretty much. Mr. Quacks, why is your channel named June 1st? This is the June 1st origin story. My hometown was hit by a tornado on June 1st, 2011. I witnessed said tornado, and already being kind of a weather obsessed kid, that was the nail in the coffin that made me a weather fan for life, was the June 1st, 2011 EF3 in my hometown. Um, did you use a fan for inducing the vertical accelerations? A question from Eric. Yes, I did. I just used the little Vornado fan that I had. Fitting name. And it got the job done, but I don't think it was the best application for it. So I think I'm gonna have to figure something out with that. You know, if I'm gonna do it again in the future. Let's go back to just the big live cam. I can't really see how many people are watching at the moment. Let's just kind of get back a head count. I'm just curious. Oh, 55. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet. Hurricanes got you into weather. That's very nice, Luke. Vortex dynamics are awesome. Yeah, I mean the vortex dynamics. I mean Lee Orff, the supercell stuff is extremely interesting. I mean vortex dynamics they're pretty well. I mean big picture stuff's pretty well understood with vortex dynamics. It's they're pretty predictable in that sense. I think a great example of vortex breakdown is I feel like we talk about it every stream now is Mineral Point. And that's like with more like the expansion wave stuff that we've talked about before. Martha Brook, it ended next to my town, Ethan. I assume that's the June 1st tornado. So that, if that's the one you're talking about, that would be not too far from where I grew up. Because it ended in Charlton. I grew up in West Springfield. You could probably define the probabilities associated with the likelihood of each of those tests, vortices, and measure which types of vortice condensation is the most common in the way it behaves. Each of those tests of vortices. I'm trying to understand. My reading comprehension isn't the best, so. Mineral Point truther. How is the Ethan today? I'm good today. I'm not. I've kicked the cold. So that's good. Oh, these freaking ads on the music. I'm gonna see if I can find new background music that doesn't have mid rolls. Hopefully that works. Have you heard of the 2004 Campbelltown, PA F3 tornado? I believe so. I believe that's wasn't that a fairly deadly tornado, if I'm not mistaken? Or am I thinking of the 2014, that other one in Pennsylvania? There's a good way to solve this, and it's called Tornado Archive. Good people at Tornado Archive, several of them are friends of mine. They've put together an incredible site. I imagine you have all seen it before. I mean, it's only been out for a couple of years, but ooh, what outbreak did it give me? 19. Oh, it gave me the Niles outbreak. Go figure. I'm definitely going to do a video at that at some point, but let's go to filters, F3. Oh. Temporal, 2004. Oh, this guy. Oh, maybe not. Oh, wait, this is F2, that's why. Oh, Campbelltown. No fatalities or injuries. Okay, so that wasn't the tornado I was thinking of earlier then. Oh. We got a super chat from Aaron. Thank you for the super chat. Have you heard of the 2011 St. Louis EF4? I have. And we can pop on over there in a hot second. Very well, and it's well detailed here, and so I think the official survey was pretty well detailed. Kind of miraculous that this didn't kill anyone for going straight through a populated area. Yeah, that was part of the previous low pressure system that moved through before the super outbreak. Yeah, and it hit the airport, didn't it? Didn't it hit like a terminal or something? Yeah, I mean, this is no fatalities. That's incredible. Going through a super populated area. Should do a breakdown of May 31st, 1985. Yeah, it's been on the list for a while. I have my ideas list is like so insanely long. I just eventually it'll kind of an idea eventually will speak to me, and then that's when I'll do it. For example, the last video being the Pitcher Oklahoma one. That one had been on the list for a couple of months, and a friend of mine reminded me of it, and shout out Sam. And I was thinking about it a little bit, and then once I kind of dove into the history of pitcher itself, because I knew it kind of had an interesting angle worth exploring, and then once I dove into the pitcher history itself and kind of found out that oh my gosh, I didn't realize that town pretty much came into existence completely on stolen land, and I was like, whoa. And I really went deep into the rabbit hole, and I cut a lot of the stuff from the script out because I didn't want to get the video too long, because I can get a little too far into the weeds with details, and I've had to kind of get used to cutting things down for efficiency. Have you heard of the 2013 Moore tornado? No, I haven't heard of Moore. Have you ever heard of Joplin? Oh my gosh, you guys are having fun with me. Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, that what's that Wisconsin tornado that was videographed aerially? Not Mineral Point, obviously. Was it Wisconsin? Tornado aerial footage. What am I thinking of? Or is that the Minneapolis one? I'll know it when I see it. $1986. Yeah, this one.
This is spectacular. We have debris thousands of feet in the air. There are flash fires on all the...
I was hoping it would give me a view curve. There we go. Oh. Interesting. Whoa. Oh, what's your thought? Ooh, this is a good question. What's your thoughts on Chris saying that Smithville is the strongest tornado on that deduction? No, I kind of his methodology I think is pretty. He had an interesting methodology that I don't think I would have done, but I don't think there's any question that Smithville is like possibly one of the strongest tornadoes in recorded history. I mean, the strongest tornado ever, nobody's gonna know, right? It probably happened thousands of years ago, right? Um, just because of statistical of like the numbers game side of it. But I think let me think. I know a lot of people like to point to Bridge Creek being the strongest. I don't know if I. It's tough. It's tough because the definition of strongest is so. I don't equate strongest for fastest. So, fastest and strongest, I think, are two completely different things. Because I would make the argument, at least in our recorded history, a tornado like Mineral Point in Wisconsin, you can make the argument that that's fastest based on the fact that it produced expansion waves. However, strongest, I think you would almost have to take into account, like, this is a video idea that I've thought about for a while, but I don't know how to do it without it getting too into the weeds. But basically, like, you would have to take into the account of like almost the diameter of the tornado to get like how much mass it's moving, kind of thing, like how much air is like having to be sucked up this. Like, see, I'm already like kind of overcomplicating it. Like, I don't know. I think I think Smithville is definitely a worthy contender of being argued as the strongest. I think Piedmont 2011 also. I think Piedmont was stronger than Bridge Creek in my estimation. But that's tough. Piedmont was also the ground for a very long time too. And the oil rig thing, yeah. Like, everyone's going to point to that. Oh. Hey, Ethan. I've been a viewer for a few years. I love your damage analysis videos. I was wondering if you ever do one for Joplin. Yeah, no, Joplin's been on the docket for a while for a damage analysis video. It's just that it'll take me like a long chunk of time to do it. I might do it for the anniversary next year, depending on what I might have to backlog it depending on how much chasing I decide to do this upcoming year. Given the fact that it's on that'd be what, May 22nd, I would release that video probably. If I want to release it for the anniversary, so. Yeah, there's definitely so many videos that I want to do. I mean, like, the idea list is so long. The ideas are never going to really run out. Have you heard of the 1990 Bakersfield Valley, Texas F4? Yes, I have. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, 2011 was before the DAT was standard practice across all forecast offices. I am an 8th grader, and the first time I've ever heard of a tornado was in 1st grade when I read the I Survived book for Joplin. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my gosh, that just aged me quite a bit, because I remember exactly when Joplin happened, because it was May 22nd is my brother Connor's birthday, and we were celebrating his 10th birthday, and we were cutting the cake. And I remember, like, this was a couple weeks before I had my June 1st encounter, and I remember I had the Weather Channel on because, you know, being the weather person I was, and they were talking about like a likely like this. There were still just like reports coming in here and there about it, and then they cut to a live feed in the middle of Joplin that evening. It was still, I think it was still light out, and was it Bettis that was on the ground there? I don't know. They cut to some live feed, and it was insane. Seeing that in real time. So it's funny that like you read a book about it, because that would imply that it was far enough after it that there was enough time for a book to be published. No, it's just 2011 was the year that your channel started, right? No, so the June 1st channel started in 2018. June 1st was kind of, the YouTube side of it was secondary. June 1st was more of a college project when it first started. It was a college engineering project to design sensors that were used in those freaking ads, man. I'm turning off the music. It's too much of a hassle. Sorry, my train of thought. And June 1st was a college engineering project to start, where we were building UAVs and stuff to sample tornadoes. It never really got past the. It's something I want to continue to do. I mean, it's been almost, it's been several years since I've last touched the project, really. But the YouTube side of it didn't come until much later on. So yeah, the channel was 2018. Though I already had a personal YouTube channel, and there's some videos that I had from that day still public on my personal channel, which I think is linked in the channel bio. They're just filmed on my iPod Touch at the time because that's what I had in my pocket. None of them of the tornado itself. I was too mesmerized when it happened. I filmed like some of the damage and stuff at the baseball field that I was actually driving to. Yeah, Connor's birthday is like the perfect. I've said this. If there's one day you could ever chase out of the year, it's Connor's birthday, May 22nd. And because the year before Joplin was Bowdle, if I'm recalling correctly, and not 2009, but the year before that was Windsor, Colorado. I don't remember Windsor happening. I don't remember when it exactly happened, but I remember Bowdle happening, and I remember the Joplin day specifically. Because I remember both of them like we were in the process of celebrating Connor's birthday. My interest for weather started before 2011, though. I was already interested in weather. If you watch the chasing documentary from this year, there's Actually, I might have one. I might still have the project folder loaded on my local hard drive, not on my NAS. I'm looking through my project folders right now. Wait. Where are we at here? Here we go. Hold up. Gotta share my screen again. Wrong button. Here we go. This was me in probably 2003 or 2002, maybe. Yeah, so I have the actual like file, but somewhere else. Oh, super chat from that's my Doug. What's up, bud? Actual personal friend of the channel, Doug. Went to college together. But I have another clip in here, I think, of me just yapping about weather as a young kid. Here we go. See, this thing came from birth.
Let me talk to you this story first. Well, I want to talk about this thunderstorm. It's really strong. It's a very powerful one, and no one can stop it. And now
Why am I screaming?
Like a storm boat was zooming really fast, and it's in the water, and they're taking the.
This is like, I know my last name's Moriarty, but the Italian hand gestures on my mother's side really coming out here.
Well, I got something else. Well,
I got something else.
Crashing all over the place. But this one's in Mexico.
Wow, I'm still chasing in Mexico, I guess. Oh my gosh. I think I should tweet that. Tweet that. Good times. U Albany's Brian Tang, the GOAT, Eric Creighton. I know he's your guy, Eric. This is better than Span coverage. Yeah, I don't know about that. James Spann, I think, has definitely got a leg up on me. Oh, for those that were at the last live stream, I've changed my background. It's a different Iceland picture now. Diamond Beach. I made my dad mow the lawn in a tornado path. You better have included a leftward occlusion. That would have been pretty sweet. You sent a Vortex breakdown video on the Discord. June 1st Discord, linked below if you want to join. My Discord's not loading. Oh, there we go. And weather stuff. All right, let's do this. USPS. No thanks. Oh, I've seen this. Wait for it. Starting to get helical at the top there. Talk about a drill bit. I'm like waiting for one of those cars to get just absolutely yeeted. Imagine being in that parking lot. For being a home video, this is actually really good. It's in, like, great videography. I definitely had an internalized, stabilized camcorder, I think. I can see the iris jiggling around. There we go. Ready? And yeah, there we go. That was the same thing with the mineral point. Epic. I want to pull up the Andover drone clip, but I don't want to get viral DRM'd. I don't want to risk a channel strike. I could just ask Reed, but he doesn't manage his own content protection stuff, so it's kind of a... If I was there at Ashby, I would have thrown stuff into it. I think I would have been way too mesmerized to even have thought of that. Microsoft Paint the drone clip. Do I know Reed personally? Yeah, I know. I wouldn't say we're close, but no, we definitely know each other, and we've had a couple text exchanges here and there. He was actually coming up to the Northeast once to come chasing, and he was gonna ride shotgun with me, but it didn't quite work out. It was for an enhanced risk day in 2022, and I was still working at the time, or I was still full-time working then, and I wasn't able to get him from the airport in time. So. Yeah, the entire weather IQ, I feel like I live in the most boring state for weather. I mean, anything west of the Rockies is tough. At least for severe weather. I mean, when you let me turn off all the filters on I mean, this tells you everything you need to know. Anything west of the Rockies. Though there have been some pretty good... Oh, was this the one that was like traverse the Tetons? Yeah. Or near the Tetons. Just reading up on some of these. Maybe I'll find my next video topic right now. Well, I have a video idea that I'm working on, but it's not on a specific tornado per se. Let's do this. Let's do temporal. I don't want anything too ancient, I don't think. Let's go let's start with more recent stuff. Actually, let's... Is this the Alonza? Yeah. There's Ashby. Oh, what date did I put it in? Yeah, it's Alpina. And we got the Pilger Day. The Wayne F4. Or EF4, I should say. Forgot about this one. Anybody get good pictures of it? Images? Yeah, that's this guy. Chunky wedge, late season wedge. Ground scraper of it. Oh, this is a... Oh, no. I don't want to get whatever. Oh, it's not, I think that's... What's that? Storm Gap? Oh, so that's Simon Brewer. Yeah. Beautiful RFD slot there. Man, what a sight. Henryville tour. That's one I could do. Good evening, Ethan. Good evening, Nicholas. Honestly, I feel like I don't know. I don't know if Hallam's very forgotten. I mean, that one certainly lives in my head rent free. That's for sure. Yeah, that thing was in a... Oh. What do you know? I forgot Hallam was May 22nd as well. I would have been, what, 5 when this happened? Oh, this is, I remember this was, yeah, part of the 2008. Oh, this is Chapman 2016. And if we turn it on, and we get the 20... Wait, what do I have the... Oh. I didn't realize Bennington looped like that. First Bennington. But I guess it makes sense. It was borderline stationary. Just reading up on chats. Bennington 2.0 as in... Or Chapman if you really want to be more specific. Connor Healy got the camera thing in it. Does he have the video of it? Nah, whatever. Just gonna try to find the video. Ooh. Man, a lot of familiar faces popping up in the chat. How's it going, Hunter? You should look at the December 31st, 2010 tornado around the St. Louis area. Went through my backyard. I feel like I remember that outbreak. It was 2010. I know I remember the 2011 EF4 there. Oh. Greater St. Louis. St. Louis, I just scooped up my boy Jim Montgomery to coach the Blues. Let's. Catching up on. I go when I go silent. I'm reading chats for the record. I'm not very not very good at multitasking in that respect. Takes me a lot of focus to read, as a matter of fact. Believe it or not, English I'm not very good at. I think I've talked about that before. If it wasn't clear by damage analysis, I was much more of a math guy growing up. Have you heard of the June 8th Texas Panhandle tornado outbreak that had multiple EF4 tornadoes? Is that the Pampa? Is that the Pampa Day? Is it June 4th? Wait. I just missed the comment. No, June 8th. Shoot. Yeah, wasn't that Pampa? Yeah. One of the most iconic tornado images. I remember seeing, is it Tim Marshall's footage in some documentary? Yeah. I mean, this is honestly one of the most iconic tornado images of all time. Yeah, this is the Dimmitt one. This is on the cover of something. I don't remember what though. Yeah, this is the Dimmitt one, isn't it? I should know this. I've been to Dimmitt, Texas. This might be a fun outbreak to do. Wheeler. All right. That would make a great album cover, not gonna lie. Well, what's it? Stevie Ray Vaughan couldn't stand the weather. Wasn't that the Fargo tornado in the album cover? Couldn't stand the weather. Yeah. They use that wide Fargo image for that. God, I love Stevie Ray Vaughan. Did I play guitar on stream? Is that too vain of me? Imagine I do a live stream like guitar performance. That'd be funny. June 2nd, 1990. June 2nd, 1990. What was the most notable tornado from that day? Oh. I've seen this tornado path before. Do we get some reanalysis on this guy? Oh, that'll do it. Oh my gosh, what a cutoff low for June. Wow. No wonder this outbreak's in. Oh yeah, and 70 dew points. That'll do it. Yeah, that'll get the job done any day in the Midwest. Should do May 10th, 2010. Is that the what's the Minnesota day? Is that July 17th, June 17th, 2010? Yeah, this day. Oh shoot, I gotta turn off reanalysis. This day is a day. This was a goated chasing day. June 17th, 2010. Oh, May 10th, 2010. Oh, was this the Tecumseh. This looks extremely cyclical. Oh, catch me up here. Were there any photogenic tornadoes that day? Yeah, the Wakita day. Yeah, most people were chasing Wakita. So I think that was the triple point storm. And then you had the dry line storms further south. I wouldn't want to be chasing this. I wouldn't want to be chasing the Oklahoma City Metro, that's for sure. I'd much rather be chasing up here. It's so much better chase terrain. Catching up, catching up, catching up. I've wanted to do a video on Bowdle because I think the Twistex deployment on it is very interesting. Kind of some real great untold stories out of the Bowdle chasing day. Like, it's not like the most like impactful tornado, which is fine by me, but I want to talk about more like cool chasing stories. Like, that would be a really cool one to talk about because so many people had an interesting perspective on it. Maybe that's worth doing. Because like I don't want to talk about death and destruction all the time. It kind of gets depressing after a while. Like doing the pitcher tornado, like that kid, the poor kid, the firefighter. I can call him a kid because he was younger than me when he died, which isn't like that. Like whenever something like that happens, like that always hits me when someone younger than me dies, and like I feel like I'm 20, I'm 25, like like that always hits home. Going up on the ideas wall. I have an ideas wall back here. It grows more than it shrinks, I'll put it that way. I think it would be fun to do a cool like bouncing between chaser perspectives. If I could retrace all them steps. If there's a really good account of the Twistex deployments on Bowdle. They have a really good Brantley Hargrove did such a good job researching that book. Canton, I already did a video on Canton and interviewed Gabe Cox for Canton. Yeah, could do El Dorado. It's much more recent. That's the thing. I try to like. It's hard. It's hard not to slip into recency bias. But like the documentation of much more recent, because storm chasing has exploded since COVID. So like the documentation of tornadoes has been so much more prevalent. Oh, there's actually there's an outbreak that I've wanted to do. What's it? Is it the February 21st, 1971 outbreak? Is that the one with the not Vicksburg? I've had that one on the ideas list for a while. I think it's Feb 21st. Yeah, this day. Pre-super outbreak with some chunky tornadoes. Yeah, the 1971 outbreak split the difference on Rolling Fork. Reading up. Let's do this. See if my vids to Kelton as he's in chat. Oh, is this like the B-roll of like him driving his car? Yeah. I think that must be Connor filming because the horizon's off kilter. Oh no, it was just an. Oh yes, he did pretty good. Epic. If you do rolling fork, I have footage. I might do a rolling fork proper doc one day. I did the damage analysis on it. Yeah, there's a bunch of like I want to do some. Like I'm happy. Like the picture. The picture video was one that I was really happy with the result of that one. Or like I'm in this. I mean, because of like the story of it and all, it was a worthwhile tornado that needed the worthwhile coverage. What else should I look at? Northeast tornadoes. What happens if I do... New England. Epic. Windsor Locks, I did that. That video flopped. That video didn't do very good. Oh, that was kind of fun. Happened near where I grew up. Waterbury, 1962. And then, if we do this, 2000, here we go. This tornado right here, this is August 27th, 2020, hit my apartment when I was going to college in New Haven while I was over here trying to chase tornadoes, but they all happened over here that day. Well, let's see if we can zoom into my apartment. Here it is. I lived on this little circular thing. And the trees were down over here and here, and this is like going up and over a hill. So I had to put on a hard hat, and because I had a hard hat in my car from storm chasing, just in case if we encounter hail. And I just crossed the yellow tape so I could get to my apartment, so I could get stuff, so I could sleep the night not at my apartment. That's so fun. Yeah, I doxed my college apartment. It's fine. I don't really care. I'm not living in Hamden, Connecticut ever again, so. And then we had the 1989 tornado. And then this tornado happened shortly before I started June 1st. This is the May 15th, 2018. Part of that outbreak. We chased the tornado May 15, 2018. Filters, turn off New England. We chased this tornado. We were on the Winstead EF1 that day. It was a moderate risk day for the Northeast. That was the last moderate risk in the Northeastern United States. Oh, the Delaware 2023 tornado? Yeah, I chased that day, and that supercell was supposed to happen in New Jersey, and it happened 100 miles south in Delaware. So I missed it. Couldn't get down there in time. Everyone I've ever met has hated New Haven. What's wrong with New Haven? Don't get me wrong, New Haven has its sketchy areas, but best pizza in the world. New Haven is the pizza capital of the world. You don't have to take my word for it. That is proclaimed for some time. And I stand by that. I am a diehard New Haven pizza fan. I know there was a question I saw that I was looking for. From Kelton. Worst chasing story / bust. Deciding to sit out the Ida remnants on September 1st, 2021, and missing Mullica Hill. I was like 95% of the way there from calling out of work. And then I convinced myself not to go because I was like, tropical setup, like it's going to be a hard thing to chase. And the area that I had forecasted the night prior was like the hot spot. And that's where the Mullica Hill tornado trained through. So I was kicking myself extremely for not ultimately pulling the trigger on calling out of work that day. Great Barrington 1995 EF or F4 is pretty unknown. I mean, it might be unknown to a lot of people, but being a Western Mass born and raised guy, Great Barrington lives rent free in my head. There it is. Wait, don't I have the chasing videos from May 15th, 2018? SPC archive. We're going to go back to... Can't believe 2018 is 6 years ago. Jeez. I just finished my freshman year in college. Yeah. Throwback. No chance I was a couple days... This was a couple days after I had finished my finals for the year. Don't see that every day in New England. And it was funny because there was a moderate risk a couple days before that. Was it May 4th, 2018? Whoa. And I haven't seen a moderate risk up this way since. These are both wind-driven moderate risks. As you can see, there was a 10% tornado, but 60% wind contour for the Northeast, which is insane. I believe it was May 4th. Yeah, they went moderate risk. Crazy. No, this outlook was not for the Springfield EF3. There was a slight risk day. That was before they had enhanced. I still have my chase footage from that day, I think. This was before the June 1st channel. This was back when I had my this was when I was just uploading chases to my personal channel. Oop.
I took
Yeah, here's the damage at Quinnipiac. That's from the RFD of the EF1 that went through Hamden, Connecticut. I was flying my Phantom 3 drone. It's so funny because I got that drone in 2016. That was when Casey Neistat was huge, and I had gotten a drone because of Casey Neistat. Though I had RC planes before that, so I was big into the RC stuff before then, but I didn't get my first DJI drone until Casey Neistat. Yeah, Quinnipiac getting RFD slapped. And there's a sick picture from that of the parent storm. Yeah, look at this. I've had, oh my gosh, seeing this in the Northeast is insane. Oh, and here's my video. Oh wait, that's not my video. That's my thumbnail though. Oh well, whatever. Harper 2004. CMU Block Foundation, that doesn't really give me any. That's some pretty significant debarking. Hmm. Marshalltown, Iowa, 2018. I remember when that happened. Favorite NATO type? High-based Eastern Colorado photogenic tubes. I love structure plus Tor combos. I feel like I talk about Simla every freaking pod or every single live stream, but like this is what I live for. This is like what that's what I dream of. Like that's like what I would live to see. Are storms, beautiful sculpted storms with a beautiful tornado underneath. What else is there? There's Simla. There's, I mean, gosh, there's so many tornadoes from Colorado that I can think of. Last Chance, 1993, just a nice chunk wedge in Last Chance. Stratton. Nebraska tornado, 1990. I mean, like, come on. Like, that's what I want to see. Structure plus Tor combos are my, like, favorite. Sorry, like I said, reading again. Though if there's any day that I could chase, I've always said it's. I mean, I've always would love to have seen Pilger, but it's that 3-day stretch where you had Pilger the first day, so you get the twins, and then the next day was why do I always say Columbus? Why do I always blank? Coleman. Oh my gosh. Wait, no, it wasn't Coleman. Why do I always blank on this tornado's name? What's the stationary one in Nebraska? Or not stationary. It gets me every freaking time. I don't know why I can never remember this tornado. Coleridge. Thank you, Kelton. I know you answered that last live stream too. Yeah. Yeah, there's Hank's view of it. And then follow that by Alpena. And it's crazy. The same day as Coleridge was also the capital of Montana. The first capital of Montana. Which was 20... Not this one. This one's the 2018 one. It was this one. Look at that. Wedge underneath a beautiful structure. That's a 2014 one. So you could have had that or Coleridge. I mean, that's pretty sweet, but Coleridge would have been sweet too. And then the day after that was Alpena. Like imagine that having that 3-day stretch of teaching. Are you kidding me? Um. Oh, I know the Gaylord, Michigan EF3. I remember when that happened. That wasn't that long ago. Someone had said something earlier that I was looking at. Oh, Laramie 2018. Okay, specified tornado. Forgot the Laramie package. I mean, guys, are we kidding me? Yeah, James Hammett's shot's incredible of it. Oh, this video's about to pass 1 million views. Yeah, this like this is like that's what I live for right there. Like if there's one thing in life, it's that. Just that. Just give me that and I could die happy. Yeah, like I don't want a tornado that like I don't want the well I would love a very strong tornado in the middle of like wait, I've never Yeah, are you kidding me? That's what the high plains are just superior. They've been a bit gypped the past couple. Well, actually, I can't say that because 2013 it popped off with like the Yuma and Grenada storms. I looked up Capital, Montana. Yeah, it's a ghost town now. I'm pretty sure. And the 2018 Capital Capital of Montana tornado 2018. Epic. Epic. It was hard to get to too. There's not many roads around there. What's its entry look like on the... Oh, it's a cyclical storm? I didn't realize it was a cyclical storm. Epic. Oh, and this, like, just... In South Dakota, I love chasing in South Dakota. South Dakota is such a beautiful state. Do you do anything on massive chase trips other than chase storms? Yeah, on down days we'll go see places. 2023 we had a down day near Paladero, so we went to did some hiking in the Paladero Canyon. And then this year we went to the Badlands on our off day because we had to drive back to eastern South Dakota from western South Dakota, and so we stopped at the Badlands along the way. I keep getting the request for Marshalltown. That was, I know that was 2018. 18. Yep, there's Marshalltown. I didn't realize it was such a detailed survey. Got wide, wow. Did I chase the Elkhorn today? Oh, no. I was still full-time working at the time. I should say, I mean, I still work, but now June 1st is like my full-time priority. I was still working a desk job at the time. So I did not. So hopefully more chasing this year. Yeah, 2018 was a very quiet year. Though there were very photogenic tornadoes. I mean, wait, what? F2 tornado. Why is it put in as an F2 and not an EF2? Wait, did these happen? What am I? July 29th, 2018 tornado, Colorado. The 3 rain-wrapped tornadoes. Yeah, these are the Brush, Colorado tornadoes. Ugh. This is the problem with Colorado. Colorado will do this or this. And there's no in between. It'll just do like, it'll just be HP Grunge Fest or the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Eastern Colorado is just bipolar like that. Yeah, Alonza. Way up here in Canada. Yeah. Canada. Canada, Canada, Canada. Oh, Tescott. That was like the only good chasing day from the year, I'm pretty sure. Or like, I shouldn't say that because there were plenty of photogenic tornadoes in 2018, but they were outside of traditional season. Tescott was like the exception. That was the only day in 2018 that like was like a real certified day for chasers, I'm pretty sure. Though there are probably a couple other days as well. Yeah, most of this stuff was like outside of traditional chase season. What is this? Ew. November. Yeah. Yeah, Hurricane Michael was the event of the year for 2018, that's for sure. I mean, we haven't gotten a stadium effect storm since, really. Or, well, in the States. A good stadium effect. So I'm pretty sure Dorian had a good stadium effect as well. Or the Campfire in California, that's a good point. Hello, Andy, I see you tagged me there. Yeah, the National Tornado Project has been like kind of goated. Or the Northern Tornado Project, I'm sorry. They do the best tornado surveys. Like if you look at the Didsbury survey, I think like I said, they do a really good job. Let's do, no, I don't want 2024. Interactive dashboard. I want to do 2023. And we'll head down to Didsbury. And then you go into like their ArcGIS. Like, look at this. They mapped out everything. Like they just, this is how we should be doing like tornado surveys for like strong, intensive tornadoes. Like they have they have like the drone aerial footage all stitched together. Like incredible stuff. Like great high-res aerial imagery. Like look at this. This is incredible. This is how it should be done, folks. Will we see a video, or can we look at the 1996 Oakville F5? Let's take a gander at the path. Whoa. There it is. Oakville. Probably not one that would earn a You hear that honk? People are so aggressive. I never hear anyone talk about the December 26th, 2015 EF4. Is that the Holly, Texas? Or not Holly, Texas. Wait, is it Holly? Or Rowlett? The one that I use for the... Did I spell that right? Yeah, Rowlett. Oh, I didn't spell it right. Yeah, I used a picture. I used a picture of it for the Cookville thumbnail. A couple people torched me in the comments for it, but that's whatever. I remember that happening. And I remember the Dallas, what was it, the Dallas tornadoes in 2019? What was the ones in Dallas that I'm thinking of? So 2019 or 2020 something? Yeah, it was Dallas. Yeah, I remember this one because it hit Tyler Sagan's house. Oh, and it hit Ben Bishop's house too. No way. A couple NHLers. Tyler Sagan played in Boston. That's why I remember. Anyway, random diversion. You mean you got cooked for Cookville? Yeah. I've stepped up my thumbnail game. It's a work in progress. People can't take thumbnails. Some people take thumbnails way too seriously. Or titles. Boy, did I hear about it for the "We'll never see EF5 again" title. That I've never seen so many unhinged comments than the EF5 drop video. People, for whatever reason, everyone loves to have an EF scale opinion, which is so funny. "2004, it's almost like Kelton Henderson did a video on 2004. Hallam. Oh, why did I put SD? I meant ND. Gosh. You know what's funny? Everyone like asks me to do like damage analysis stuff. And it's like, man, it gets like depressing. I get people are fascinated by it, but like I've like taken a break in like doing the damage analysis videos because like I get like depressed like seeing people's like lives ruined. How about the Dodge City clusters of no, that's 2016. It's like the most iconic day in chasing. Ooh. Here they all are. All your Dodge City tornadoes. Just making their all the way up. Gosh, I got all the way up to Nest City. Oh my goodness. Yeah, stay awake. Only 7:30. May 7th, 2016. May. There's Ray. What's the one that's up here, though? Did nobody see the Wiggins one because everybody was in Ray? Yeah, Ray lives rent-free in my head. There's Ray. Been on that road a number of times before. Rent free. Tornadoes that live rent free in my head. Chapman. Rent free. Bennington 2.0, whatever you want to call it. Gerald and Greenfield live rent free in my mind. Gerald. Everybody loves to talk about Gerald. I have opinions about Gerald. And I feel like they would not be well received, honestly. It's always the zipper. Actually, it's not always the zipper, but... Oh, whoops. Gerald was what, May? Why am I blanking? It was May 27th. I almost wanted to say May 22nd again. Alright, well, stop moving. Stop. I don't want you to animate. I want you to be still and static. Thank you. Alright. So we got our cold front, it looks like. Hold on. Today's a weird day. Temperature. Wait. 10 millimeter. 2 millimeter temperature. Wait a second. Where's our cold front? That's not our cold front. Oh, it's right here. And then... $500 winds. Yeah, there's like no upper wind support. But we got Cape up to, what is that? Upwards of 5,000, or between 4,000 5,000 surface-based Cape. And we got a hodograph. All right, let's go to case archive. All right, wait. We need to go to U.S. tornadoes. We need to go to my man. Cameron Nixon. Case archive. 19. Oh, make my own sounding in seconds. It's using SounderPie. Oh, okay. I want a sounding. Station ID. No, I want model reanalysis. Enter a date. So we want... Alright, what date? When did this happen? Gerald was... Alright, so we'll do 20Z. We'll go May 1997, 27th at 20Z. Okay. Wait, real analysis error. 20Z. Wait. 20. I may need Google Earth for this. I guess maps actually probably just works just as well. Google Maps. Gerald. Okay. How do I get my coordinates from Google Maps? There we go. Negative 97. Oh, 97. 61. We'll do 62. And then we'll go there. Turn on dark mode. We want the right moving. I don't know. Let's see if... Oh, the app has encountered an error. Data may not be available. Blah, 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 blah. And it lists Pilger as the example. Let me catch up on the thingies real quick. Me just dive trying to make a sounding thing for Gerald. Or did someone already make one? Gerald, TX, tornado. Sounding? Reanalysis? Question mark? Did somebody do a... Oh. Morning upper air sounding from Fort Worth. That's pretty far north. Just around the time a cold front moved through, but there are several important clues. Okay. We got an elevated mix layer. Extremely deep cape. Holy moly. Southerly flow. And right mover storm motion is moving, southeast enough where even though surface flow is pretty weak, your storm relative inflow is going to be still upwards of 20, almost 30 knots probably, even though it's only like 5 knot southerly flow at the surface. Yeah. Yeah, this is the 12. This is insane. This is the 12 minus 5. That's 7 a.m. local time in Fort Worth. Cape is already surface cape's already over 3,000 joules per kilogram at 7 in the morning. That's crazy. Modified to reflect noon hour conditions awake. Okay, so meanwhile, we're at 8,000 surface-based cape. And cap's holding on by a thread. Just waiting to explode. And that's the thing. It's like, this photograph looks like dog water. Like, this is not a very potent photograph. And yet, you're getting enough storm relative inflow, right? Storm's going to move east-southeast, or at least a right mover supposedly is going to move east-southeast. Gerald obviously didn't. Well, I guess that's the thing. You got your storm relative flow. Well, I guess your bunker's motion is having you move it over 10 knots, but that's still relatively slow ish storm, I guess. Wow. Yeah, not a lot of surface flow, but your storm relative inflow is still going to be pretty substantial, given that the storm diving to the southeast a bit, so that'll ramp up. Like, you don't really need to worry about that, like not having super strong flow aloft. Yeah, and just the abundance of cape will take care of it. Yeah, the zipper just dives. All right. Catch up on some of the comments here. You know what's funny? Matador is a great comparable in terms of setup to Gerald. It's the same type of thing. An absolute cape bomb blowing up off of a cold front. From what day was Matador? June 21st. SPC archive. Oh, that's not the archive page I want. 2023, June 23rd. Wait, what? June. Did I hit 21st? There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's weird. What is this? 21C. So where Matador happens, you have a dry line. Kind of. Let me zoom in a bit. So you got this kind of stationary front thing. Yeah, dry line. You get this weird, like, kind of convergence zone. And then what do we got for soundings? 0Z. I guess let's go that morning. So let's go to the 12Z sounding. Well, that's Oklahoma. I guess that's pretty indicative of what it would have been like. Yeah, it was once again morning. Even at 7 in the morning, you still had well over, 2,700. Mixed layer cape is at 3,000 for 7 a.m., which is crazy. EML aloft, nice warm nose, so it's going to be nice and capped, and it's going to build. And that stationary front's going to drop. Yeah, same story in Dallas. Crazy to have that much instability so early. And that's the thing. The hodograph, once again, not super sorted out. It's kind of this weird. I mean, granted, this is still early morning, so no hodograph's going to be super sorted out. But I even think by later in the day, do we get any fun midday soundings? No. Not. Like, where's this is Texas, 85. Yeah, we're on the other side of the front at that point there in Fort Worth. It's not a good sounding location. Yeah, we're past. Yeah, we're on the other side of the dry line there. Yeah, not really any good soundings from Matador. This cluster of storms is within the axis of the greatest instability. Yeah, it's a similar story, Gerald and Matador, in terms of setup. Interesting. I'm reading up on chats. Interesting. Maybe I should do some questions, I guess. Do I do questions? Q&A time? I don't know. What would be a fun Q&A topic? What's something that we could Q&A about? I don't know if do a Q&A. I don't know. How many tornadoes did you see? Or have I seen? I'm assuming you're asking. I think my count is around, I think it's around 20 now at this point. I don't know. I have an official log, but I don't really look at it that often. My favorite non-North American tornado. See, I don't like the phrase favorite tornado. I mean, there's tornadoes that interest me. So I don't know. Like, favorite tornado is a weird thing. European, non-North American. Probably I don't know, one in South America that goes clockwise. I don't know. I always find it funny how like the supercells are like flipped because they're in the southern hemisphere and everything's like backwards. You look like to the south instead of looking north. Like you have to be north of the supercell. Like that's interesting to me. Have I chased any other hurricanes other than Helene? No, Helene was my first. Well, Helene was my first major hurricane. I've chased several tropical storms, mostly here in the Northeast, and then I guess Henri. I guess Henri wasn't really a Cat 1 at landfall. I think it just got downgraded to a tropical storm. So. Which of the EF? Thank you, B Smith, for the super chat. By the way, Which of the EF5s do you consider the strongest? Of the EF5s specifically, I think there's an argument for like Smithville. I think there's an argument for Piedmont. I think those are the two that really stick out to me in my head for EF5 specifically. What's my opinion of Milton's tornado outbreak? I think the most important thing to get out of the Milton tornado outbreak is just how thanks to Andrew, really, how construction standards in Florida are far superior than to a good majority of the rest of the United States. Even though it really goes to show like how hurricane straps and good construction practices really ultimately go the mile. I just saw Parkersburg in chat. I forgot about Parkersburg. Parkersburg is Parkersburg is definitely up there for a strong tornado. In terms of strong, like, I don't know. It's tough with the F5s. They're all insane. Did you go to school for anything? Yes, I have a degree in mechanical engineering. That is my degree. Oh, you can't, hold on. It's up there. My degree's up there. It hangs behind me in the videos. Why does my hockey team suck? Wait, your team. I know we've talked about this before. Why am I blanking? Are you a Pittsburgh guy? Or a Flyers guy? The Glorious days in Pittsburgh are over. Let's put it that way. Yeah, Parkersburg. I made that. I think when I did the EF5 drought video, I had made the statement that Parkersburg like makes the stands the test in terms of like against all the other like criteria that have been imposed on other EF4s. That's yeah. Who is your favorite musical artist? All time, I'm a this is tough. A huge fan of I'm a huge Beatles guy. My favorite current musical artist. I'm a big fan of Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Ruben Nielsen. He's a New Zealand guy turned U.S. I really enjoy his. It's not for everyone, but Unknown Mortal Orchestra, definitely some like really interesting guitar work and stuff like that. Very like Frank Zappa inspired, but like it's not Frank Zappa. I don't know. That's yeah. Never stop chasing $5 super chat. Thank you. What's your take on insurance companies nowadays? I don't know what my take on insurance companies are. It's a business at the end of the day. Kind of dealing with like, I know they're going to try to shortchange people and stuff like that, but I don't think they're behind the rating controversies by any means. Like, it doesn't make sense on paper. And I think I talked about that a little bit in the EF5 drought video. What's your opinion? What's your opinion on the May 20th, 2019 SPC outlook? On paper, it was the right call, but the problem was sometimes with those really high-end setups, it's just like one thing. If one thing doesn't go quite right, then it just kind of foils it. And I know there was like, I wonder if there were some aerosol effects that day, because I know wildfire smoke was a big problem that day. I don't know much about aerosols though, so I don't know how much they contribute to inhibiting storm development. What do you think of Harvey in 2017? Wet, very rainy. That's my thought on Harvey. It's way too much water going into one place. The West Bend, Wisconsin F4, a tornado which apparently puzzled Fujita. I know I've seen his like survey on it, but I don't know enough about it. I'll have to like research it a bit more, I think. Which tornadoes do you think have had the most extreme damage since Moore in 2013? Ooh. Most extreme damage. Valonia is an easy one to answer. Like, that one everyone kind of points to. Extreme damage. I don't think Mayfield was particularly that extreme. Don't get me wrong, it was certainly devastating, but extreme is a strong word. I'll stick with Valonia, I guess, for now. Any weather YouTubers you would like to collab with? Maybe even storm chase with? Yeah, I'm open to. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of them because, just because, it's, this niche, you kind of get to know everyone pretty quickly. Speaking of, we have Andrew Pritchard just below that, who is, I've known for many years now, but finally got the opportunity to meet out chasing this past season on a day in northern Missouri. So great seeing you, Andrew. Glad you could pop by. I'm probably not the most interesting to chase with. Connor will be the first one to tell you. I don't think Connor's on right now. I haven't seen him in chat, so I don't think Connor's joining us today. But which tornadoes do you know of in South? I don't know if I can name any of them by name, to be completely honest. I just like the fact that it's super interesting. Like, I just love like the concept of like seeing a supercell from the north side looking south, and like just everything being mirror imaged like the other way. Like, that's just funny in my head. How do you interpret the Greenfield, Iowa Dow assessment? Is that reliable data? I am not a radar expert by any means, so I am probably the wrong person to ask in terms of that, but probably, I mean, the people behind that group, like Karen Kasiba, I know, and the other people that work with those mobile radars are very smart and talented individuals when it comes to their craft, so I trust their assessments. How would I what's your the wind horse tornado this year? Was it good photogenic type? Why am I blanking on which one that is? I have to remind myself. Wind horse, Texas, 20. That's a pretty photogenic tornado. Yeah, I guess it depends what angle if you had. If you had the back, or if you had it with the, if you had the light behind you, it looked pretty photogenic. I saw a good question. Actually, how would you personally adjust the EF scale to make it more accurate when rating tornadoes? I don't have a strong, like, everyone asks, this is a question I get a lot, and I must be completely upfront and honest when I say that I do not have a strong EF scale opinion. I don't really care what category something falls into. I'm more concerned with the why something happened and the how. I don't really care what bucket it gets grouped into at the end of the day. That's not something that interests me personally. And that's what I do with my damage analysis videos is I like breaking down the why things happen instead of like what something is, or like in a 0 through 5 category. Like that doesn't interest me. I know like we like to get fixated on that type of stuff in terms of human psychology, I guess, since it is such a interest on, I don't know. I don't have a strong I understand, like I see all arguments. I see why we need to take in radar, why we shouldn't take in radar. I see all sides of the argument, but I don't have a personal preference as to what they do moving forward. They'll do what they do. I saw something about Twisters. Oh, do you think the movie Twisters will have a negative impact on the chasing community in any way? Not really. I don't think it'll really blow up the chasing scene immediately. My thought is that if there's anybody that gets inspired by the movie Twisters directly, it'll be a younger audience, and they won't be able to physically chase until like several years from now. I think older people that see it aren't going to be as inspired by it because it's just like another movie to them. Whereas like when you're a younger kid, you're much more impressionable, if that makes any sense. So I think if there is any impact on like the growth of chasing and stuff, at least in that respect, I think it'll be a much more delayed impact, I would say. Much like how the first Twister movie had a delayed effect, if that makes sense. Like you didn't see an explosion in chasing in 1996. It was much later after the fact. What's the best question I've ever been asked? Best question I've ever been asked. Probably something really thought-provoking. I don't know if there's one that specifically that comes to mind. I don't know if there's one that lives rent-free in my head. Yeah, it's probably a question that's like really thought-provoking. Like changed my perspective on something maybe. Do you remember the Joplin tornado? Yeah, actually, I was talking about that day specifically, actually, earlier in the stream, but I'll rehash it really quick. May 22nd is my brother's birthday, so we were celebrating my brother's 10th birthday that day, and I remember seeing the initial reports come through on the Weather Channel because I was pretty in tune with the Weather Channel at the time as a kid, and I remember seeing that like there was like intense damage reports out of Joplin or whatever, and then Mike Bettis did like a live shot from Joplin and like seeing like the scope of the devastation from that broadcast that night like really hit home how impactful that tornado was ultimately. So I remember that night pretty clearly. What's my hot take and opinion on Gerald? Gerald was only as strong. I mean, I guess it's not that hot of a take. Other people have said it before, but Gerald only did what it did because it was parked so like it was so slow. Like honestly, I think something like what Smithville was able to do at 60 miles per hour is way more incredible to me than a tornado that's parked over a location for X amount of time, you know? That's my hot take. How do I feel about the dead man walking? I don't know. I don't feel anything about it really, I guess. It's a multi-vortex tornado or multi-vortex structure. It's funny, that's actually something that I'm working on. The dead man walking thing is something that I'm playing around an idea with for a future video topic. Not to get too into the weeds of what I'm working on next. Do I think it is possible to do what they do in the movie Twisters? I'm assuming what you mean is like where they like collapse a supercell, and the answer to that is no, just because the amount of energy, like the energy, it's like the same thing where like people argue like that, like you can harp a hurricane, like you can cloud seed a hurricane. Like this is where my engineering brain kicks into overdrive. People don't understand how much energy would be required to do something on that scale. A typical, like a Cat 3 hurricane produces the same amount of energy as multiple Tsar Bomba explosions in a day. I think it's like 100 something Tsar Bomba explosions worth of energy release. That is Tsar Bomba, if you don't know, is the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated. The amount of energy released in a hurricane is preposterous and well beyond, like so far beyond what we are capable of, like energy generation as a human species. So to suggest that we could make something, like it just doesn't pass the vibe check from an energy, from an energy balance standpoint. That's just me completely nerding out as an engineer. So when you hear people talking about the HARP thing, yeah, cloud seeding, it exists. Shocker. It's not that crazy of a concept, really, if you really break down the physics of it. But you can't do it at the scale of making a hurricane. Sorry, side tangent. But doing that back to Twisters, the amount of, I think, that stuff that they used in, like the amount that you would need to destroy a supercell, I think is like logistically impossible. Ethan, what's one tornado that you find most appealing in terms of scientific oddities? We talked about it before. Mineral Point, Wisconsin, or any of those vortex breakdowns with expansion waves where they kind of have the sonic boom. Those are what really interests me. Like those little like those types of, expansion wave type moments of tornado. Connor has a really good expansion wave theory with those vortex breakdowns. But anyway, that's what really fascinates me, like some of those crazy vortex dynamics things. I remember when I baffled you when asking about the trench. Yeah, the trenching, like I've been trying so long to figure out how to quantify trenching. There's not much research on, and I'm not a geotechnical engineer, so I don't know much about soil composition and stuff like that. So I have no idea. Like I've been asked multiple times to like do a damage analysis on like tornadoes that like trench, and I just like don't know how to approach it. It's just such like nothing that I can do in my capability is like an app, like a anywhere close to being like a reasonable mathematical model, if that makes sense. So, who would win, Marchand Slewfoot or Truba's elbow? That's a nice hockey-related question in there. I like that one. Marchand hasn't slew-footed anyone in a while, so I'm going to have to go with the Trouba elbow. That one's been much more of a hot... That one's been much more contentious as of recency. You have to admit, obviously I'm a biased Bruins guy, but Marchand's game has cleaned up a lot since he's gotten older, I would say. That's a funny question, though. Does Andover 2022 count as the interest of Crazy Vortex dynamic? Yeah, I know. I think like the video evidence of it is super interesting, and I think the most interesting thing with the Andover tornado, if you watch back the drone footage of it, just like how far from like the condensation funnel, like I think it's a beautiful illustration of just how low the pressures drops are away from the condensation funnel. Like you'll see roofs being ripped off of houses like several houses away from the condensation funnel itself, and then you see the vapor from the moisture trapped inside the house condensing instantly the moment it hits the low pressure of the tornado, because the pressure inside of the house is so much higher, and then the roof rips off, and then the air has to drop so low in pressure, and then you have an ideal gas law situation. Then you reach your dew point temperature because you hit such a low pressure so quickly. It's just a fascinating thing. Anyway, do we see another Boston-Toronto rematch? Probably this year. Honestly, the stars are going to align, and not going to lie, I'm a staunch Boston Bruins guy. They're playing right now, actually. And it's 1-0 Canucks right now. Oh, it's Jake DeBrusk on the power play. Who else? The guy that we let walk to free agency. Anywho, sorry. I don't like our chances against the Leafs this year, given the fact that the Bruins have not really exactly been thrilling to watch recently. How do you get data / photos to make your analysis? I use the damage assessment toolkit, which I can show you right now. Oop. And the National Weather Service damage assessment toolkit. Oh, do they change? Did they change up the damage assessment toolkit on me? There we go. I'm using the guest profile, so it's like, I don't know. It's a random tornado. We could look up. Hasn't been one recently. Anyhow. So you can damage assessment toolkit, basically you can find like a tornado path and then look through the DIs, and then the images are associated with the DIs. So then I'll just export a lot of this stuff to Google Earth and do stuff from there. So here's Greenfield, for example, and all its DIs. You can look at, like, here's an EF4, for example. This one doesn't have an image. This one doesn't have an image. Some of these have an image. Yeah, this one has an image. So there you go. That's how I do it. I get asked that a lot. I thought the DAT was a pretty common thing, but it might just be my ignorance. I'm going to have to wrap it up here in a little bit. But what has been your weather moment? I'm going to guess you're asking my favorite weather moment of this year. Um, I don't know. I don't know what if I have a favorite moment from the year. Um, I enjoyed my chase on the June 15th, the Clarkson EF1 tornado with Kelton. That was a fun moment this year. Getting a decent tornado on the trip. What are your thoughts on the Patriots this year? They stink, but Drake May looks promising. That's my opinion. I haven't watched much of the Patriots this year, to be honest. I'm not the biggest football guy. Much more of a hockey guy, but I'll still watch the Patriots when they're on. How much? Oops, sorry, my camera did a thing. How, on average, how long does the damage analysis videos take to make? Sorting everything out, like the video, like the actual edit is actually the easiest edit because there's not a lot of like animations or graphics that I have to make. So the actual edit is pretty short. The long part is like figuring out the math and stuff. I would say like on average, average damage analysis video is probably like 40 to 50 hours of work. And then like my mini doc videos, those are a little bit, those are probably closer to like 60 hours of work for each one. If I had to get, on average. Some of them are longer. Like the, my super outbreak video, which was, I did several months ago. That one was over 100 hours of work. I track my hours sometimes with a video. And the 1974 Super Outbreak video was over 100 hours of work because I had to remake Fujita's Super Outbreak map by hand so I could animate the tornado paths. Ethan, why are certain tornadoes not on the DAT? Because the DAT wasn't standardized. You didn't like across all forecast offices until like 2012 or 2013 or something like that. So it was made in like the late 2000s, but it wasn't made standard practice until significantly into the EF scale era. What was the day with the two beautiful landspouts in 2018? It was June. No, it was June something. Oh, I think my camera just died. If you can still hear me, my camera just died and I look really sad right now. Give me 1 second. Let me change the battery. We're going to wrap it up here soon anyway. There we go. What do you think about the Dayton, Ohio EF4 rating? Was it too high? I don't know that path too specifically. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I think I've been going for almost 2 hours. No. Oh, we've been going for almost 2.5 hours. Holy moly, folks. That was a long stream. I gotta eat dinner. Oh, shoot. I think I'll wrap this thing up on the 30. So if there's any other last minute questions, get them in now, I would say. My ears are getting hot under these headphones. Look how red they are. Ooh, this is a great question. Has your YouTube channel become, becoming your full-time career affected your overall motivation / love for it? No. I don't know. I'm like, my issue right now is that, like, right now I'm like, there's so much that I want to do, but I don't quite have the capabilities yet to do it. Like right now I'm doing all right. I'm doing well enough to like cover my bills and stuff like that. But I want to take it up to a point where I can do more, like I can grow the business side of it more, where I can start dedicating more financial resources to making a better product, if that makes sense. I'm not quite there yet. I've had a couple like sponsorship opportunities here and there with the channel, and that hopefully that will allow for there to be a little bit more of reinvestment back into June 1st. So that's been kind of the main, like that's kind of the thing that I need to figure out next. Like, how do I take it up another level in order to raise my bar of what I'm making? Because I want to do so much more. I want to get back into like the engineering stuff that I used to do, like building sensor stuff, and the stuff that I used to do. The original goal of June 1st was using engineering methods to better understand severe weather, and kind of get back to, if we go to the live screen here, get out of your OBS. If we go to my website real quick. Yes, we have an official website, June1stweather.com. And if we go to kind of the engineering projects tab and kind of look, like this is some of the stuff that we used to do. Like this is like what engineering, like this is what June 1st really started on. It was like actually engineered like things that I made to study tornadoes. Like I was building stuff. This is the origin of June 1st right here. This well predates the YouTube channel. So you know, I was basically making UAV drop sons for Supercell. So I want to get back to this type of stuff. Have you ever been under a tornado emergency? No, I don't think so. I think just the PDS tag tornado, I think that's the only. I don't think I've been under a tornado emergency. I guess I feel like I would know. Expectations for chasing in 2025. I don't know. I'm keeping an open mind. What's my favorite bird? This is a good question. Oh, I think European starling. No, not European starling. What am I saying? No, not a cliff swallow. It's one of the swallows. What's the green one? Green. Or not green, it's like blue. Tree swallow. Duh. Tree swallow is my favorite bird. I see them all the time fishing because they're near the water. Tree swallow. Sorry that I blanked big time. What tornadoes do you plan on doing damage analysis? Oh, Quick Trip or Casey's? Casey's. That was an easy one. What tornadoes do you plan on doing damage analysis in the future? Will there be any obscure tornadoes? I don't know. Maybe an international tornado at some point if I can get good enough sources that are public domain. That's the main reason why I do a lot of U.S. tornadoes, is because so much of the stuff is public domain, and I don't. Copyright issues are a big thing that I have to navigate, and a lot of weather creators have to navigate, especially in the storm chasing space, where you have I would like to license some more storm chaser footage and stuff like that. Like, I want to do the right thing, but some people, their licensing costs are just a little too exorbitant for a YouTube channel's budget. And I think the fair use definition sometimes varies between people, especially from my perspective as someone, I don't know. There's some people that are very attached to their storm footage. I'll put it that way. I mean, rightfully so, I guess, in some ways, but I think it's sometimes too, I think if you're billing someone $1,000 for a 5-second clip that you're just showing in a YouTube video, like, I'm all for copyright protection and stuff like that, but I think there's, like, some people take it a little too far, in my opinion. But that's a topic for another day. Kind of a sad note, or negative note. How did you get into the engineering stuff? Was it personal projects, official research? I'm a sophomore mechanical engineer and like to know how to study tornadoes. I'm not sure where to start. Oh, okay. I'll directly address you there, Hunter P. So that I was inspired to do engineering. I've always been kind of like an engineering minded person, so that's why I went into engineering over meteorology, and also because of the career opportunities I felt like were more prevalent in engineering. But I wanted to figure out a way to take my engineering background and use it in weather, and I kind of took the Tim Samaras approach, where I kind of wanted to develop sensor stuff. And I kind of had this idea, and fortunately at Quinnipiac we had an independent research scholarship program, and I applied for it and had backing from professors, or support from professors, and I was awarded a couple grants to do that stuff. So that's how I did it. If your school has something similar to that, I highly encourage it. And, kind of finding a professor that you gel well with, that, is willing to kind of be your mentor in a sense. And I wanted to do more of it, but, financially it just didn't make sense for me to do another year or to do graduate school. I needed to make some money, to pay off student loans. So that's why I went into kind of the corporate world for a while. Then eventually June 1st started taking off more and more, and it required more of my time. So here I am now doing June 1st more on a full-time basis. Anywho. Guys, yeah, Kelton hit the nail on the head when it comes to the copyright stuff. I'm going to wrap it up here tonight, folks. Thank you so much for joining. For all the US-based folks, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. I plan on doing more of these streams like we did one a couple weeks ago, and kind of do this on a semi-regular basis. And yeah, no, these are fun. It's fun getting to kind of talk shop with folks that are like-minded. I mean, I know my girlfriend is sick of me hearing talk about weather stuff, so it's nice to talk shop with fellow like-minded people. And we'll do this again probably at some point mid-December or something like that. Yeah, thanks guys for joining. I got to plug a couple things real quick just because, we can do that. Over on the June 1st site, I know I showed it earlier, we have a little merch store that I've been kind of working on the side. Little drawings and stuff that I make for I kind of make all these little designs and stuff. My friend designed the June 1st logo, actually. I didn't make our logo, but you know, some fun designs and shirt designs, more stuff coming along the way. So if you want to support the channel, that's a great way to do so. And then there's also, we have a Patreon as well. So if you do feel like that the content is worth supporting, don't feel pressured to do so by any means. And kind of just show you the Patreon real quick as well. So you get like the ad-free videos, behind the scenes stuff. I kind of show you some of the process behind the scenes and some downloads and stuff like that. So it would be greatly appreciated if you do feel as though that the content's worth supporting monetarily, but don't feel obliged to. Just watching the videos helps, and you know, engaging in the live streams is always fun. So, but it's always there if that's something that you want to do. Anywho, guys, thanks so much again, and yeah, peace out. We'll talk again soon.